Welcome to Creative World. In this video, we will solve Chapter 2 Learning Assessment E2.11. While solving this problem, we will be using Ohm's law, that is the product of I and R. I is the current through any resistance R. And current divider rule. Current divider rule is very useful tool for the calculation of current when we are dealing with parallel resistive networks. This rule is applicable when the supplied current is given and we have to calculate the individual branches currents. This is an example circuit for the application of current divider rule. The equations for current divider rule is I1 for this circuit will be R2 divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied by supplied current. Similar, the value of I2 will be R1 divided by R1 plus R2 multiplied by I into T, total current. By using this rule, time for solving a complex network as well as calculation steps are reduced. But the limitation of this rule is that this rule is very easy for the networks that have only two resistances connected in parallel. Whenever the number of parallel resistances increase, the complexity of this rule is also increased. So normally we prefer to use this rule only for 2 or 3 parallel resistances. We also will be using electrical power formula and parallel resistance formula. In coming videos, we will be dealing with more than 2 or 3 parallel resistances. In coming videos, I will introduce you with a generalized parallel equivalent resistance calculation formula. But in this video, we are dealing with only 2 parallel resistances. That's why I have taken the formula for only 2 parallel resistances. This equation is written for this network. The R equivalent of this network will be the product of R1 and R2 dividing by the sum of these two resistances. Now move towards the problem. Learning Assessment E2.12. Calculate current I1 and I2 in given below figure and also calculate power of each resistance. This is the circuit diagram of given problem. We have to calculate current I1 and I2 as well as the powers of these two resistive elements. We will solve this question with two different methodologies. In first method, we will be using traditional technique to solve this problem. This will be time consuming and more steps of calculation we have to perform. But in second method, I will introduce the use of current divider rule. You will see how the use of current divider rule reduces the time for calculation as well as calculation steps. So first solve this problem using method 1. If you observe in this circuit, current of a constant current source is given and the values of resistances are given. No other parameter is specified. And we know that for the calculation of current by using Ohm's law, we should have at least two parameters. One is voltage, other is resistance. In only that case we can calculate current. And same case is for the calculation of power. For any element in the circuit, we should have at least two parameters to calculate its power. But in this case, only one parameter of these elements is provided, that is resistance only. No current and no voltage are specified for these resistances. So first we have to identify voltage across these resistances. In that case only we will be able to calculate their currents. And whenever we have the value of current, we can calculate their power as well. If you observe, this circuit is a parallel connection. If the voltage across this constant current source is calculated, same voltage will be appearing across these two resistances as well. So first we have to calculate voltage across this constant current source. For the calculation of voltage across this source, we have to reduce the circuit. By using parallel resistance formula, we can reduce this circuit. We can make only one resistance that will be equivalent to these two resistances. Using the calculation of R equivalent for two parallel resistances formula, that is R equivalent equal to R1 multiplied by R2 divided by R1 plus R2. In numerator we will take the product of both resistances and in denominator we will add both resistances. Place the values of resistances into this formula. R1 will be considered as 40 kilo ohm while R2 will be considered as 120 kilo ohm. So the R equivalent will be R1 40 kilo ohm multiplied by R2 120 kilo ohm divided by R1 40 kilo ohm plus R2 120 kilo ohm. Solve this equation to calculate R equivalent of these two resistances, that will be 30 kilo ohm. Now we have equivalent resistance of these two resistances. So we can add this equivalent resistance in place of these two resistances in the network. The circuit is reduced into a simple series circuit. In this circuit we have a resistance that have the value of 30 kilo ohm and a constant current source whose current value is 16 milliampere. And because of series connection, this current will be also flowing through this resistance with same direction. Current through this resistance is known, value of resistance is known, so we can calculate voltage across this resistance using Ohm's law. Voltage of this resistance will be 16 milliampere current multiplied by 30 kilo ohm, the value of resistance. And the value of voltage across this resistance will be 480 volt. We have calculated voltage across this resistance. Now we have to identify the polarity of these voltage. So the current entering terminal to a resistance is taken with positive sign, while the current leaving terminal is taken with negative sign. At this stage, we have calculated the value of voltage across this resistance with their specified polarity. So if we observe, this resistance is also parallel to this constant current source. Voltage across this constant current source will be same to the voltage across this resistance because of parallel connection. And the polarity of voltage will also be same. Now we have calculated voltage across this constant current source. So we can move to our earlier circuit and calculate individual currents I1 and I2. Original circuit of the problem is taken along with the value of voltage. Because of parallel connection, voltage across this constant current source will also be appearing across these two resistances. Voltage across these resistances along with their polarities are known and resistance value is also given. So we can calculate their currents. We will start from I1. I1 will be equal to voltage across this resistance divided by the value of this resistance. 480 divided by 40 kilo ohm, and the value of I1 will be equal to 12 milliampere. This current is taken with positive sign because the direction of I1 is entering from positive terminal and leaving from negative terminal. Move towards the I2. The I2 will be equal to 480 divided by 120 kilo ohm, and solve this equation. I2 will be 4 milliampere. This minus sign is taken because the I2 current is entering from negative terminal and leaving from positive terminal. Now we will calculate their respective powers. We can use the power formula I square R. First we will calculate power P1 using I1 and 40 kilo ohm. Power of 40 kilo ohm will be I1 square, that is 12 milliampere multiplied by 40 kilo ohm. The answer is 5.76 watt, and this power is being absorbed by this 40 kilo ohm resistance. Similarly, the power of 120 kilo ohm will be I2 square multiplied by R, that is 120 kilo ohm, and I2 is minus 4 milliampere. So the power of this 120 kilo ohm resistance will be 1.92 watt, and again this power is being absorbed by this 120 kilo ohm resistance. So this was the first method for the solution of this problem. Now move towards the next method. This is the method 2 for the solution of this problem. As I have told you earlier, in this method we will be using current divider rule. Basic equation of current divider rule is given here. We will use these equations to calculate currents I1 and I2. Later on we will calculate the power of these two elements. Current of constant current source is the total current of this network. This 16 milliampere current is coming on this node and distributing into two branches. These branches currents are labeled with I1 and I2. For the calculation of I1, we will place opposite resistance 120 kilo ohm in numerator, multiply it with 16 milliampere, that is total current, and divide it with the sum of these two resistances. So the value of I1 will be 12 milliampere. Now move towards the I2. In the calculation of I2, we will use 40 kilo ohm in numerator, multiply it with total current and divide with both resistances sum. By solving this equation, we will get the value of I2, that is 4 milliampere. This minus sign is taken because the direction of I2 given in problem is opposite to the direction of this outgoing current. That's why this current is taken with minus sign. Now we will calculate the powers of these two resistances. start from 40 kilo ohm resistance. Power of 40 kilo ohm resistance will be I1 square multiplied by 40 kilo ohm. I1 is 12 milliampere, so P1 will be 5.76 watt. Similarly, for P2, the square of I2 multiplied by 120 kilo ohm. I2 is minus 4 milliampere. Power of 120 kilo ohm will be 1.92 watt, and this power is being absorbed by 120 kilo ohm. Now if you compare both methods, the current divider rule is reduce the time for the calculation as well as calculation steps. So this is very useful method for the calculation of currents when we are dealing with only 2 or 3 parallel resistances. So viewers, this was the learning assessment E2.12. Thank you. See you again in next video.